Raphael Honigstein with us to talk about another story regarding Paul Pogba and Jose Mourinho. An English newspaper going big on it. Raph, what's it about and what do you think of it?
Well, the Sun had a story on Thursday morning saying there was a huge bust-up between Jose and Paul Pogba in the wake of the Leicester result and in the wake of Pogba's comments, who came out and said, I want to say a few things, but I can't because I would be fined, which of course was naturally taken as a huge dig at Mourinho. This is a Mourinho who had made him captain, who'd been very complimentary of him after the Leicester win, but nevertheless feels that the player perhaps wants away, or at least has some kind of a resentment perhaps left over from last year when the relationship was very much strained. United, we have to say, have denied this. They've come up very strongly saying there's nothing in it. But I think even if the bust-up did not happen in the way that the Sun described it, we can be pretty sure, just judging by Pogba's demeanour, that he's not entirely happy with how Jose has behaved to him, perhaps how he's behaving now. And this is heading for a bit of an impasse, because I don't think that he will be allowed to leave at the end of the transfer window. I don't think that Mourinho will leave, so they'll have to work something out at least until January.
I mean, look, truth or not, Mourinho can have little complaints if any player is using the media as a platform to air grievances. I mean, I'm not condoning it, but here's a manager who, whether this story is true or not, here's a manager who has hung, particularly in recent times, 18 months or so, has hung lots of players out over the media with little snidey comments or stuff like that about being injured and the way they've trained and the way they've conducted themselves. So he's been very bad at it. The other side of the coin is, let's be frank about this, Jose Mourinho needs Paul Pogba more than Paul Pogba needs Jose Mourinho at this moment in time. He is clambering to try and keep up with Manchester City. The other is a World Cup winner who's at the peak of his career. So Mourinho needs Pogba. Pogba needs him to an extent, but really he could hang him out to dry.
The story was, you know, if you want to leave, you've got to ask for a transfer. Yep. I can't see this ending well. I don't know how this is going to work out between these two.
If you have a row with a manager, and I'm sure we've all had a row with a manager before...
Look at you sat next to.
And I had some big rows with one or two managers. There's no coming back from it. You can try and make it up, but that resentment's always there. They're always looking to probably try and get rid of you at some point. You're trying to undermine the manager in the dressing room because you don't like him and you're trying to get him out. Pogba he'll have his supporters in the dressing room. Lots of the players probably don't like Mourinho at the moment. His attitude throughout the summer has been particularly poor. I think there's only going to be one winner, and that will be Paul Pogba.
What do you think, Shaq?
Well,
who's more important to United, Mourinho or Pogba?
Right now, Paul Pogba. I think Mourinho is under far too much pressure. Paul Pogba, just by virtue of being a player and Manchester United, can't kind of replace him now that the English transfer window is closed anyway. Paul Pogba, for the time being, is more important. Bust-ups are part and parcel of football clubs. They happen all the time. Very rarely are they spoken about. I find this, and the fact that it's been leaked, to be the concern. Somebody quite clearly engineering either a way out or the departure of somebody else. Now we can try to figure out who that is, but I think this relationship had been badly damaged a long time ago. I don't think this changes anything about either of their futures.
This is a toxic relationship from the beginning. Yeah. It was Mourinho saying that he wants the Paul Pogba that plays for France to play like that for United. Obviously, there are different elements to the French team. This is a way he can't play with United. It's mind games. From the beginning, he's hung him out to dry. From the beginning of Mourinho's career in England, it's mind games with the opposition, it's insecurities with his players, trying to do anything he can to control them. This is the one player in his stable that right now he can't control. And
did he try and throw an olive branch to him at the end of the Leicester game when he said he would,
I think the olive branch was the captain's armband.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, captain's armband. And then he said to him, said to the press, he was magnificent. He put himself on the line. I didn't expect him to play as many minutes as he did. He's been phenomenal. He was absolutely excellent. All those sort of things. And then Pogba went the other way and destroyed all that.
Well, this is it, because Pogba did it on purpose. He walked through the mix zone on purpose.
Right, listen, people have said, listen, Ferguson got rid of Roy Keane. Ferguson got rid of Jaap Stam when he saw it becoming a problem. Ferguson got rid of David Beckham when he thought Beckham was trying to outgrow everything about Manchester United.
Another one.
Van Nistelrooy. But Fergie was ruling the roost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was still hugely successful, had been for years, and was churning out team after team after team. He had the full backing of the board, the shareholders, the owners, and he was still producing the goods, and the rest of the players liked him. Right? We've got a total opposite here. We've got a coach who's fighting fire after fire, who seems to be almost arguing inwardly as well as outwardly, who fails to show anybody that he's happy, who doesn't make you think that the rest of the players in the dressing room are happy, that doesn't make you think going into work is something you want to do every day. It's fighting with his top stars. This is completely opposite from when Ferguson got rid of top players at Man United. So anybody that thinks this has got similarities to Ferguson fighting the top players is completely wrong.
Sorry, Cass, we haven't got much time. I want to just finish off with Raf. Is this Paul Pogba, Raf, do you think, trying to instigate a media campaign against Mourinho, trying to get him out?
I don't think he's trying to get him out, but I think he's trying to use his position and his stature now after winning the World Cup and saying, I've been handled badly. And whatever he's saying now does not take away from the stuff he said before and how I was being briefed against. I think that's what he's saying, that's what he wants to say. And at the very least, I think he wants to make that displeasure known and tell people that he hasn't forgotten what happened before and that no armband and you know, you've been magnificent and you've been a monster will make him forget that. And I think that is the worry for United and for Mourinho.